Hi, welcome to my channel where I share my spiritual journey, healing journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. So thank you for your love and support. And today in this video, I want to talk about our standards, and when I look back at my healing journey and the last 15 years and my process and stuff like that, and I'll talk about our choices we make in life, or who we date, or relationships and stuff like that. And one thing he's taught me throughout my journey, and I look back, I know how much, when I was broken and unhealed in the beginning of my journey, I was promiscuous, stuff like that, and but never really and then one connection, and I look back and I see these, and I'm like, my mentality, and I was not where I was today. I wasn't healed, I wasn't evolved, I was broken. I look back on those and I'm like, that's where I was at that time, you know what I mean? And so I can't sit there and say my standards were very low then, and they're high now. It's because I wasn't there. I wasn't who I was today, you know what I mean? And sometimes until we heal and grow, when we heal and we grow and we evolve spiritually, mentally, and stuff like that, and this is where we step into our higher self, you know what I mean? And you just look back and you go, right, that joke, like, what was I thinking with that person, you know what I mean? Or what was I thinking? But your mindset was there at that time, you know what I mean? And that's what you were, you know what I mean? And then, time goes by and you heal, or that ends and stuff like that. And then you heal and you're like, wow, I was really, it's like evolving, you know what I mean? And whether you know it or not, I'm very in tune with my evolving in my life. But you've grown, you know what I mean? You outgrown that person, you outgrown that spiritual, you know what I mean? So I always just share, there's a lot of people here, and talking about standards and all this stuff in the world and stuff like that. And it's like, it's all our standards and stuff like that, and how we choose is, again, based on our morals or values, character, stuff like that. And not just that, but your healing and your spiritual, you know what I mean? And where you're at in that area of your life, you know what I mean? You could be a total unhealed person, or like I share my narc story, you know what I mean? Like in my past, and unhealed don't do work, and constantly choosing, you know what I mean? Unhealed, same thing, you know what I mean? It's that saying, you are what you attract at that time, you know what I mean? And so, so the more you work on yourself, the more you evolve. That's one thing he's just taught me in my walk, is to heal and evolve. And that's just how he's called me to be, because I was a generational curse breaker. So I was called on my path not to even date like that, but to break all these curses and generational things on my bloodline until I get, to where I'm at, until my whole healed self, you know what I mean? And that's what I did, and it's crazy. Like I said, I just, look back, and I was actually watching a video, and I was like, wow, but this is, what it's really going on behind the scenes, is that you're in a certain part of your journey, or a healed place, you know what I mean? And you're not at your highest self, you know what I mean? So you're choosing from that point of view, you know what I mean? And so I just share. I just share that, you know what I mean? And it's like, and it's no offense to nobody, you know what I mean? You, and the people in the past or anything like that, you're just not the same person anymore, you know what I mean? And it's like, you evolved, you changed, you grown, and you want different things in life. And, we all met a loser here and two on our journey, right? And so, and so it just and I just know along my journey, that made me more better, and it actually made me better, you know what I mean? And I've learned a lot, in my life, and again, I'm very, very thankful, for life's lessons, and good and bad, because they make us actually grow, you know what I mean? I've grown so much, in my walk, and of course my journey is not been an easy one, but I've grown, and I have an old soul, and I feel like I'm 85 spiritually, 85, you know what I mean? And I love talking to elderly. I love talking to, you know what I mean? Because and mature people, you know what I mean? Because my spirit's grown so much, and so it's, it's funny. And but yeah, I wanted to talk about standards and like, and how we choose, you know what I mean? And this is coming from someone that did, a lot of healing work in her life, and generation Christians like that, and see that, in the path. And then I watch these videos and I'm like, yep, our mentality is right there, or you haven't grown, or you haven't learned enough lessons, or in life, or learned what's valuable in life, and what's most important, and yeah, and that's just one thing, learning, the value of things in life, you know what I mean? And you go through life's lessons, stuff like that. Like, I'm very thankful that God taught me the value the value of, morals and values and character, and all these things matter, and valuing souls, and just a lot of things that really, really eternally matter, in life. And, externally, everything, comes and goes, you know what I mean? And so these are the really values that you really understand, like, that you are choosing, like, you are what you attract. So you have to be that, what you want to in life, you know what I mean? God and the universe is not going to give you what you want, and you're not that already, you get what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I deeply worked on in my life. I deeply worked on this in my life, and I become what I want to see in this world, and I also become what I want back, you know what I mean? And that's true, and that's what God taught me in the universe, and taught me, I have to be what I want, you know what I mean, in life, and already be living that years, you know what I mean? Like, and like, for instance, if you are, make it quick, you are looking for a relationship, you know what I mean, and you have multiple guys or girls in your phone, and you're out here dating multiple people and doing all this stuff like that, you're not going to attract a healed man or woman in your life, you know what I mean? Like, that's already stable, or that's already, built, foundation, or you're already wanting to attract a certain man or woman in their life, right? Because you're not already being that, you know what I mean? And so, like, you want someone quiet, or you want someone, a home, stability, has morals, has value, has character, cooks, whatever you want, you know what I mean? Like, then you have to be that, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be that in your life. You have to become that person, man or woman, you know what I mean? And this is one thing he's taught me, you guys, in my journey, it's like, what is I want to be, and who am I, and who is my equal, you know what I mean? And and yeah, and that's what he's taught me in my journey, is that, you got to become what you want in the world, you know what I mean? And so if you want a loyal person, you got to be loyal, you know, years and years and years. Like, I don't have, so for give you a little example, I don't have men in my phone, I don't have men calling me at all hours of the night, I don't have, you know what I mean, like, already, even in my singlehood, you know what I mean, because I want, when that time is, that person to know that they're respected and they're valued, and they don't have to worry about that, you know what I mean? They don't have to, worry about men calling, or, all hours of the night and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because I'm already that in my singlehood, you know what I'm saying? And so, anyways, I just want to share that and say God bless you guys, and you are what you attract. So, and it's not like, oh, yeah, you have to actually be that and be in that for years, you know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm very thankful, and I've been in what's it called, sobriety, I forgot how you say that. What is it called? Oh, I forgot that word. But I've been celibate. Oh yeah, celibate for almost 6 years, and but anyways, and so, get what I'm saying? Like, this is one thing he's taught me as I healed, in my journey and stuff like that, and he set me free from a lot of things, and because of trauma and stuff in my past, and I'm very thankful for this knowledge and stuff like that, and just yeah. Again, I was like to share is be that person that you want to attract in your life, because you're not going to attract it if you're the opposite, you know what I mean? You're not doing it, and you're just, oh, I'm going to go and attract this good woman. No. Or I'm going to, put a little mask on, whatever, you know what I mean? But anyways, I just want to share that in this video and say God bless you guys. I love you. Thank you for your love and support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video, which will be soon. I have so much to talk about, you guys, and yeah, and I'll talk to you